The story begins in the year 1905 in a bustling city. We are introduced to a magician named Oz. He works in a circus, performing small tricks. Not a great magician, just someone who entertains with minor illusions. Oz is friendly and easily befriends others, but unfortunately, his shows don't attract large crowds. During one of his performances, he levitates a girl in the air, impressing the audience. At that moment, a large, intimidating man storms toward Oz. This man is furious because Oz had previously tried to charm his wife. Knowing he is in trouble, Oz attempts to escape using his tricks, but he quickly realizes he won't be able to evade the man for long. Desperate, Oz jumps into a hot air balloon to escape, but before he can secure himself, the furious man cuts the ropes, sending the balloon soaring uncontrollably into the sky. As the winds pick up, a massive storm rolls in, pulling Oz deeper into the unknown. Oz starts screaming loudly as he sees a terrifying storm approaching. Within moments, he is caught in the storm, swirling helplessly as strong winds toss him around. Fear grips him, and he desperately prays, "God, please save me from this storm somehow." Then, suddenly, everything calms down. The storm disappears, and the sky clears up. But something is different. This is not the place where the storm had taken him. Oz finds himself in a breathtakingly beautiful world. Unlike anything he has ever seen or heard of before, he is in complete awe of the mesmerizing landscape around him. As he lands, he falls into a river. Struggling to get out, he notices a woman approaching. Her name is Theodora, and she is a witch, a good witch. Oz, still in shock, asks her, "Where am I? This place is incredibly beautiful. I've never seen or heard of anything like it before." Theodora explains that this land is called Beauty Land. Impressed by the place, Oz decides to show off a little. Using a simple trick, he makes a flower appear and gives it to Theodora. She is amazed and overjoyed, instantly believing that Oz is a real and powerful magician. Theodora then tells him that their land is under the shadow of a dangerous, wicked witch, a powerful and evil sorceress. Long ago, their king made a prophecy. One day, a man will arrive from the sky, flying through the air. He will be a great magician who will save Beautyland from the wicked witch. His name will be Oz. Hearing this, Oz sees an opportunity. He lies and says, "Yes, I am the great magician Oz." But before they can talk further, eerie, terrifying sounds fill the air. These sounds belong to monstrous creatures, minions sent by the wicked witch to hunt them down. Seeing the danger, Theodora and Oz quickly hide inside a cave. Inside, Oz keeps using his tricks to impress Theodora. She becomes more and more fascinated by him and starts to develop feelings for him. The next day, they set off on a journey to another city. Along the way, they come across a flying monkey trapped between tree branches. Theodora urges Oz to save the monkey. As Oz moves to help, a fierce lion suddenly appears behind him. Thinking quickly, Oz uses another trick to scare the lion away. The monkey, grateful for being rescued, makes a promise. "I will stay by your side forever and help you with anything you need." With a new ally, the three continue their journey. After some time, they finally reach a grand castle where Theodora's sister lives. Later, when Oz is not around, Theodora excitedly tells her sister, "Oz is the great magician. He is the one from the prophecy. He will defeat the wicked witch and save us all." Hearing this, Theodora's sister becomes furious. "I don't believe he's a real magician," she says. "He's just a greedy man who has his eyes set on the throne and the gold." To test Oz's true intentions, she deliberately takes him to the royal treasure chamber within the castle. There, Oz's eyes widen in shock. Mountains of gold lie before him, glittering under the dim light. Overwhelmed by greed, he stares in awe, barely able to contain his excitement. Seeing his reaction, Theodora's sister smirks and tells him, "All of this, every single coin, the entire throne, can be yours, but only if you go to the Black Forest where the wicked witch lives and kill her." Blinded by his desire for wealth and power, Oz believes it will be an easy task. He eagerly accepts the challenge, convinced that it won't be too difficult. The next day, Oz and his flying monkey companion set off towards the eerie Black Forest, where the wicked witch resides. And everything. They destroyed everything, and they broke me. Looking down, Oz notices that the doll's leg is broken. Seeing her in pain, he remembers the little paralyzed girl from his circus days. He may not be a real magician, but he was skilled in little tricks. Using some glue-like substance, he carefully reattaches the doll's broken leg. As she stands up, the doll's face lights up with joy. Her leg is as good as new. With deep gratitude, she promises to help Oz and the flying monkey. Now, with a new ally by their side, the three set off toward the Black Forest, determined to face the Wicked Witch once and for all. The group continues their journey toward the Dark Forest. As they step deeper into the woods, an eerie silence surrounds them. Shadows stretch across the twisted trees, and an unsettling darkness engulfs everything around them. Then suddenly, they hear whispers, soft, rustling sounds, as if someone is watching them, following them. Oz and his companions glance around cautiously, but all they see are strange creatures lurking in the darkness. But the moment they turn to face them, the creatures vanish into thin air. That's when they realize these aren't animals. The trees themselves are alive, twisted, monstrous, and dangerous. Without warning, the evil trees attack. Branches swing like sharp claws, vines coil around their feet, and the forest tries to trap them. After a desperate struggle, they barely escape with their lives. As they move forward, they stumble upon a mysterious old mansion. The mansion looks abandoned, its walls covered in ivy, the windows cracked and foggy. But as they approach, a shadow moves inside. The shadow isn't just anyone, it belongs to the Wicked Witch. They watch from a distance as she steps toward the front gate, setting her magic staff down beside her. Oz's eyes gleam. This is his chance. Whispering to his flying monkey, he quickly comes up with a plan. Distract her, Oz instructs. The monkey nods and suddenly screeches loudly, making strange, chaotic noises. The witch turns toward the sound, momentarily distracted. Seizing the moment, Oz snatches the magic staff from its place. He finally has what he came for, but just as he grabs it, the witch turns around. Her presence alone terrifies them. The three stand frozen, expecting a horrifying, monstrous figure. But as the witch steps forward, her face becomes visible in the dim light. She isn't terrifying. She isn't evil. She is stunningly beautiful. She looks at Oz and speaks gently. "My name is Glinda." Oz can't take his eyes off her, completely mesmerized by her beauty. Glinda then tells them the truth. "I am not an evil witch," she says. "I have never been. Everything you've been told is a lie." Glinda reveals the shocking truth. The real Wicked Witch is none other than Theodora's sister. She is the one who holds the throne and has been deceiving everyone with her lies and manipulations. Glinda explains, "She poisoned her own father and then blamed it on me. She spread lies that I was an evil witch, that I had murdered him. But in reality, she did it to seize the throne for herself." Meanwhile, in her dark palace, the real Wicked Witch, Eodora's sister, watches everything unfold through her crystal ball. As she sees Glinda exposing the truth, her anger boils over. Just then, Theodora enters the room. She sees Oz standing beside Glinda, and at first, she smiles. She trusts Oz. But before she can say anything, her sister speaks in a poisonous tone. "Theodora, don't be fooled. This man is no hero. He's a fraud, a selfish trickster who only manipulates women. He deceived me. He is deceiving you. And now he is deceiving Glinda." Hearing this, Theodora's heart shatters. Tears fill her eyes. She trusted Oz, and now she feels betrayed. Her sadness quickly turns into rage. Seizing the moment, Theodora's sister commands her monstrous creatures to attack Oz and Glinda. In an instant, dark, terrifying creatures fill the skies, swooping toward them. The ground trembles as monstrous soldiers emerge from the shadows. Oz and Glinda find themselves completely surrounded. Glinda, still believing that Oz is the powerful wizard from the prophecy, looks at him and pleads, "You are the great wizard, aren't you? Use your magic. Send these creatures back." But Oz knows the truth. His tricks are nothing more than illusions. They are useless against a real army. Realizing they have no chance in a direct fight, Oz quickly shouts to his companions, "We have to get out of here now." But before they can escape, the creatures close in, blocking every path, trapping them completely. The group tries to escape, but they don't get fit from the Wicked Witch's magic. She explains, "Only those with a pure heart can enter." Hearing this, Oz panics. He knows the truth. He is not pure-hearted. He is not a hero. He is a fraud. But then, something shocking happens. He walks right through the magical barrier. Oz can't believe it. How is this possible? As they arrive inside Glinda's kingdom, the people greet them with cheers. They bow before Oz, treating him like the great wizard from the prophecy. but guilt starts to eat away at him. Finally, Oz tells Glinda the truth. "I'm not the wizard they think I am. I have no real magic. I'm just a con man from another world." Glinda, however, simply smiles. "I already knew that," she says. "I know you're selfish and I know you're afraid, but these people have been waiting for their wizard for years. They believe in you. I don't want to take away their hope." She looks into his eyes and says, "So you must lie to them. You must let them believe that you are the wizard." Meanwhile, back at the Wicked Witch's palace, Theodora watches everything through her crystal ball, and what she sees fills her with rage. Theodora watches as Oz and Glinda stand together, happy and united. Her heart fills with pain and rage. Seeing this, her sister, the true Wicked Witch, hatches a plan. She offers Theodora a green apple. The moment Theodora bites into it, something terrifying happens. Her body transforms. Her skin turns green, her nails grow into sharp claws, and her face becomes twisted with anger. Now Theodora is no longer just heartbroken. She is a fearsome witch, and she has one goal: revenge on Oz. Meanwhile, Glinda and Oz work on a plan. She tells him, "We must inspire these people. We must make them believe they can fight back." But suddenly, boom, a fireball crashes down from the sky. Out of the flames steps Theodora. In her new, monstrous form, she lunges at Oz, ready to strike. But Glinda blocks her path. Theodora glares at them and makes a chilling announcement. "My sister and I will return with an army, and when we do, we will destroy all of you. But first, I will kill Oz myself." With that, she vanishes into the night. Fear spreads through Glinda's kingdom. People begin to flee, terrified. Even Oz is ready to run. Glinda begs him to stay. Then, suddenly, an idea strikes Oz. He remembers the man who invented the light bulb, and just like that, he forms a plan. "If I can't fight them with magic, I'll fight them with illusions." He gathers the villagers and instructs them to build a mysterious device. A device that can make moving pictures appear in the air, a projector. Meanwhile, the Wicked Witch sisters gather their army of dark creatures. Oz, on the other hand, prepares his secret weapon. He also secretly builds a hot air balloon. Only one person knows about it, and Oz warns him, "Tell no one." As Oz leaves, with a small group, Glinda stays behind to face the enemy. When the Wicked Witches finally attack, Glinda unleashes a massive cloud of smoke. Through the fog, her warriors charge forward. But something is wrong. As the smoke clears, the army vanishes. They weren't real people. They were puppets, and hidden among them were deadly flowers filled with a sleeping poison. The creatures breathe it in and collapse unconscious. The villagers cheer, believing they've won. But suddenly, two monstrous creatures swoop down and capture Glinda. They steal her magic wand and take her to the Wicked Witch's castle. There, in front of the entire town, the Wicked Witch prepares to execute her. Meanwhile, Oz watches in horror, and he does what he does best: he runs. But Theodora sees him. She points at him and laughs. "Look at your so-called savior. He is a coward, running away." The townspeople watch in disappointment and fear. Then, Theodora sets Oz's balloon on fire and crashes in a fiery explosion. The witches think they've won't, but then, boom, a massive explosion shakes the castle. A terrifying figure appears in the sky. It's Oz's face, giant and ghostly, screaming in rage. The Wicked Witches stagger back in horror. Theodora's sister orders her guards to attack, but their weapons pass right through the image. It was never real. It was Oz's greatest illusion. Meanwhile, the small doll from earlier sneaks up to Glinda and returns her magic wand. The moment Glinda grabs it, her powers return. She breaks free. As